Hello there, and welcome back to EU4 and the Golden Horde. Sorry for no episode yesterday, but I'm finally back. I've got myself a new microphone. Hopefully this one is a little bit better. Hopefully you can understand me better. I've been doing a little bit of testing, and so far I've been alright with it myself. Might be that my headset needs some fine-tuning, but hopefully that's not the case. The microphone should be working just fine. That is at least what I'm hoping for in this scenario. Anyways, we're going to continue where we left off. The next goal on our list here is more or less, probably should have not let Muscovy grow as big as they have. Probably need to cut them down to size. But no, that's not the main problem here. The problem that we will be working on is basically getting ourselves westernized, and to do that we need to reform our government, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass to do, because it do require me to have legitimacy of at least 90, and well, we'll get into a little bit of trouble here, but with technology and unit group at Muslim, we will probably be able to beat Scandinavia, I think. At least we would be able to beat Muscovy, but I think we'll go straight for the westernization, and it's too bad that I managed to lose these provinces, well, for the Ottomans. It's not the best thing ever, but we might have to make some moves here to try and break up this alliance. Scandinavia is only allied with Great Britain right now, but I think if we actually manage to reform the government, we'll probably go straight for Scandinavia if they're only allied with Great Britain, because then they'll be more or less a really easy target. So the goal here now is basically to wait until my legitimacy gets high enough. To help that along, we can do some power projection movements. Basically do a little bit of conquest of, well, in this case Timurid land, I think. We'll fabricate claims on Muscovite land. And basically here we'll try and make the borders look a little bit better. I'm a little bit unsure what the Chagatais will actually accept culture-wise, but in theory they should take both of these, and also I think basically everything else they will take ourselves. So we'll prepare ourselves for war against Muscovy as soon as we basically fix the what's its name? Fix the reforming of the government. So the next step is going after, well, the Timurids. We're probably also going to aim at taking the Karakonliu capital, which we're actually already fabricating claims on. So I think we are more or less ready to declare war. I think I want to move another army down there just for safety's sake, just to make sure that we can actually trample them. Again, I'm kind of reliant on the Ottomans here being capable of beating Karakonli on their own. They should be. And I think, as you can see here, I still have, well, we have 16 years before they lose their cause, but I think we might see if we can get ourselves into war here with Bosnia, just for basically potentially declare without a casus belli even, just to try and get the course back. But as you can see, declaring without casus belli will be really costly, so if I want to go after that, I'll first have to go after Poland, take Bessarabia for instance, and then fabricate a claim, and then move from there. But it's just, well, it's actually quite a bit of cores, 5, 6 cores. So it might be beneficial actually to try and fabricate a claim on Bessarabia and go after that. But yeah, the plan for now is prepare for a war against the Timurids in order to get legitimacy up, thanks to power projection. And other than that, we'll more or less just sit by and wait. We'll see how it goes. I think we are ready for a war here against the Timurids, so we're going to go straight ahead there. I think the goal is going to be to take Bukhara. Again, the goal for the wars against the Timurids will be basically decided on the, cultures here. I'm pretty sure I can hand over the Uzbek cultures to Chagatai. That's at least the goal here. And of course that includes this Hutan province here. So I'm pretty sure that I can hand it over, and of course that is what we will be aiming for. I will be moving this army up to basically take them from behind if they get into trouble. And again, I'm also kind of reliant on the Ottomans here being able to take down Karakonliu, and worst case scenario I have to take this one in another war if things go bad. They are already at war with Yemen, so they could already be in a very bad position if you think about it that way. But it's kind of open to interpretation depending on how you look at it. But I am going to create another army here just for safety's sake, a 6-6 army. So we will go ahead, declare war on the Timurids, Karakonlu, the ruler of Delhi, and Yaisalma, which helped them, to one province miners. So again, I think this is a pretty safe bet, per se. And also, of course, now if I can make my armies moving quickly and beat their army in Samarkand, then I'm pretty sure we have a victory more or less already on the cards. The fact that the Muscovites war on Manchu is not beneficial to me, but not really too much I can do about that. And there we go, the Battle of Samarkand. Due to basically overwhelming numbers, I managed to beat them rather rapidly. I'm going to do the same with these two armies. This one is going to more or less be split up for a, well, sieging purpose army. And hopefully the war is already won. At least I can dream, can't I? But yeah, at this stage it's just sieging and getting rid of that last Timurid army, and then we should be good to go. And also again, with the power protection, I'll be getting hopefully a little bit more legitimacy a little bit faster. We'll see how it goes. As you can see, the war is going fairly alright. The Ottomans are sieging Karakonlu. They have taken care of them. The only thing that remains is this army here. And when it comes to Timurids, the battles have basically been really simple. We have been slaughtering them battle after battle. So in reality, it hasn't actually been a issue at all. The only problem, of course, now is catching that little bit of last army here and completely annihilating that, which in theory should be simple, but has proven to be a annoying quest nonetheless. So it's not the best scenario as of right now, but at least we are winning. We have sieges up. All that really remains here is just a little bit of time, and then we're basically done here. So I have no worries about this. It's a war that is in theory won. All that remains is just get the final sieges underway, and then we can get a good piece out of this. Karakonlu has more or less fallen here, and as a result I think we can get the piece that we want here, which is basically just a capital. It's kind of an expensive province in the fact that it do give me quite a bit of overextension here, but we will take it to just to some degree make the borders look prettier, and we'll just call it right away. We have an abundance of administrative points, so it's not an issue. Again, what we'll do now is just wait for the sieges to finish. Now, I think I might have let Muscovy go a little bit out of control here, because they just declared war on Japan, and they'll probably beat them too. So I might have to focus my efforts towards Muscovy here, rather than anything else. But let's face it, I do have the province that I need, bar one, Taiwan here. And once I get that, I'm basically safe in the east. So I might have to reconsider what I want to do here. Potentially I might want to just go Muslim, and then start. I think I still can vassalize these guys. I think we'll probably do a stop on Muslim, conquer some of this area here, and then towards the end of the game we'll try westernizing. As I said, I'm a little bit unsure how I want to play this, but I have plenty of time to decide. So I'm a little bit unsure how long I'll allow this war to wage. I'm really tempted to just let it go until the basically the coring process is done, but that might be running it a little bit too long. We'll see what I actually end up doing. I just lost one army thanks to some Oud nationalists. Well, to be perfectly fair, I don't care too much about them, but unfortunately the Ottomans actually slaughtered them. The plan was basically keeping them around because they could definitely have been useful. But I don't mind the fact that I slaughtered the Timurids either. It's perfectly fine. Of course, if the Timurids had some rebels, that could hopefully in this case have ended up breaking them up a little bit, but let's be perfectly fair here. It doesn't really matter to me. We have the position that I want to be in, so it's not really a problem. Now, I don't want to take any ideas because we do need the diplomatic power in this case to, well, make the peace deal that we want. And we're going to go into the culture map here to just see what I can take. So basically the entire area here is basically free meat, more or less. I should be able to over time hand it over to Chagatai. The only issue here is really the aggressive expansion penalty, which is really only a problem with the Timurids themselves. So per se, this is not really a horrible deal. The only issue, of course, is the overextension. And worst case scenario, I'll just call one or two of these provinces myself. It's not a problem per se. So this is the deal we'll be going for. It's kind of overkill, kind of mean, but that's kind of what I've been doing for a long time, and we get a really good boost to the power production, which also ends up giving me a pretty damn neat +1 for about a year or so. 1.5 years. No, 1 year. 2 years actually. Well, between 1.5 years, so it's perfectly fine. Now, Bukhara would be the best thing to hand over, but I'm a little bit unsure if the Chagatais will actually take that one. I think I have to sell them something else first, so I think we'll start with... Oh, not the same religious group, so I actually have to convert these things first, it looks like. Which is, of course, a little bit of an issue, but not a big one. But I think we'll just start handing over provinces, and then we will, again, just taste things as they go. I think they are almost done here with... Yeah, they're done with that coring. So let's see here, what else? Dali will be the first to be handed over to Xi here. We'll hand it over right away. And that will bring me right below the limit, but again, we are still at a dangerous high level of overextension, which is not the best. So in this case, I think I will just call Bukhara myself. It's not too expensive. I think I might as well just go for doing the same with Charyu. And again, we're going to do with Kwashi and Kulab as well. Again, just for safety measures to make sure that I don't lose too much. Kuchand, Kokand I can sell, Venshan I can sell, Futan I can sell, and Sisong. Basically, I can sell all the lost provinces without too many problems and too many interferences. So it's a good deal for me, no matter how we look at it. Next step, I think, will just be to wait for the legitimacy to get high enough, and I'll just keep on going, and we'll see how it goes, or ends up in this case. The Holy Roman Emperor, the Austrians, have just taken the third reform, which gives them a little bit of a well, negative boost, or negative boost in our eyes. I've also started to work towards better relations with the French. Scandinavia has unfortunately got themselves back into an alliance with Austria, which is not good for us. Portugal will decline that one. They are kind of a scary thing to consider, especially considering that they are going east. Taiwan could here potentially end up in a really awkward position thanks to how things are currently going. So I might have to try and, well, force Muscovy to take this and then go after them. And I'll most likely require a navy no matter how things play out in future. Again, though, I'll just wait for hopefully getting legitimacy up to scratch per se. Well, this is beneficial. I do get a free stability point, which brings me up to the required 3. All that I really require now is 5 more years for legitimacy to grow. Unfortunately, I did lose quite a bit of prestige here, despite that a stability hit, which neither was, let's just be honest, beneficial to me. So I took the -33, the bailiff event. But anyways, we are going to most likely now take Tech 18 admin, the cathedral and stock exchange, which gives us well, the ability to build buildings. Now, diplomatic guy, we're going to be losing a little bit of money from this, I think. I'm really tempted to take this guy just to get a little bit better relations, but there's not too many people that are pissed at us, so we'll take this guy and we'll go a little bit down on the army. Basically, my biggest expense right now is the advisors, but having three still over the line is really beneficial, especially when the growth of more or less everything here. I think I'll keep diplomatic power at no, I think we'll actually go for investing in this, diplomatic reputation +5. If I can get to that extra diplomatic relation, I will definitely go for vassalizing potentially Orissa here, due to the fact that culture-wise I believe they basically have a fairly big area, but if you consider this that way, I should probably declare war on Vinagya with the goal of releasing Sind here, and basically feed them the western part of Vinagya. But again, it's kind of a what-if scenario. So, is the Frenchies happy with me? Would they consider an alliance? No, the number of great power allies is basically the biggest issue here, as well as the strength between our armies. But other than that, they would actually consider that, so that's good. But this is the end of this episode. Next time we'll probably aim at reforming our government, and we'll probably go for yet another war against the Timurids. We'll of course not declare war on the Timurids themselves. We'll probably go declare war on Karakonlu in 3 years' time, and hopefully that will drag in the Timurids. We'll be fabricating claims in the meantime, and basically I want to create a big Eastern Empire, if you will. So we'll see how that goes. We'll of course have to take care of Muscovy, but Muscovy and Timurids in coalition is kind of a annoying thing to deal with. So we'll see how things go next time. I'll see you then. Feel free to comment in comments, praise, criticism, anything you feel like. Tell me if my mic is better or not, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.